Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 8, entitled Attaining the Supreme, text 22. Purushah saparah parta bhaktyah labhyastvananyaya yasyantah stani bhutani yena sarvamidam tatam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion. Although he is present in his abode, he is all-pervading and everything is situated within him. Can anyone turn on the lights? Thank you. Prepared by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. It is here clearly stated that the supreme destination from which there is no return is the abode of Krishna, the Supreme Person. The Brahma Samhita describes this supreme abode as Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, a place where everything is full of spiritual bliss. All the variegatedness manifest there is of the quality of spiritual bliss. Nothing there is material. That variegatedness is expanded as the spiritual expansion of the Supreme Godhead Himself, for the manifestation there is totally of the spiritual energy, as explained in chapter 7. As far as this material world is concerned, although the Lord is always in His supreme abode, He is nonetheless all-pervading by His material energy. So by His spiritual and material energies, He is present everywhere, both in the material and in the spiritual universes. Yasyantah sthani means that everything is sustained within Him, within either His spiritual or material energy. The Lord is all-pervading by these two energies. To enter Krishna's supreme abode, or to the innumerable Vaikuntha planets, is possible only by bhakti, devotional service, as clearly indicated here by the word bhaktya. No other process can help one attain that supreme abode. The Vedas Gopala Tapani Upanishad 3.2 also describe the supreme abode and the supreme personality of Godhead. Eko Vashi Sarvagaha Krishna. In that abode, there is only one supreme personality of Godhead, whose name is Krishna. He is the supreme merciful deity, and although situated there as one, he has expanded himself into millions and millions of plenary expansions. The Vedas compare the Lord to a tree standing still, yet bearing many varieties of fruits, flowers, and changing leaves. The plenary expansions of the Lord, who preside over the Vaikuntha planets, are four-armed, and they are known by a variety of names: Purushottama, Trivikrama, Keshava, Madhava, Aniruddha, Hrishikesha, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Sridhara, Vasudeva, Damodara, Janardana, Narayana, Vamana, Padmanabha, etc. The Brahma Samhita 5.37 also confirms that although the Lord is always in the supreme abode, Goloka Vrindavana, He is all-pervading, so that everything is going on nicely. Goloka eva nivasatya kilatma bhutaha. As stated in the Vedas Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Prayasa Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyati Svabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. His energies are so expansive that they systematically conduct everything in the cosmic manifestation without a flaw, although the Supreme Lord is far, far away. There's translation again. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion. Although he is present in his abode, he is all-pervading and everything is situated within him. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sandho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Behivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishta Bhutiri Shrimati Radharani Swami Namini Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishta Bhutiri Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. I'm very much honored to be with all of you again. We are discussing today further this chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, and it's very interesting verse. Purushah saparah parta bhaktyala bestvananyaya. In many places it is explained in Bhagavad-Gita that the Lord is attained only by ananya bhakti. That means pure devotional service. Anya means other, and ananya means no other. That means ananya bhakti means just bhakti and nothing mixed into bhakti. Yoga, jnana, some speculations and so on. Or karma, demigod worship. Just pure unalloyed devotional service. And why? Why is this so much stressed? What do you think?
Because it's the purest form of bhakti.
Yes, but why bhakti? Just bhakti?
To reach, so that we can reach our peak of satisfaction. Because to reach the peak of satisfaction, we have to do unmotivated and uninterrupted.
Yes, it is true. But maybe not everyone can understand this. Exactly what you said, it is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. There was a great gathering of many sages in the forest of Naimisharanya in the beginning of Kali Yuga. And they asked Sutta Goswami to speak on wisdom. And they asked him, Burini buri karmani shroto yani vivagasha, adak sadotraya tsaram samudrita manisha, bruhi badraya bhutanam yanatma suprasidati. The Vedas contain innumerable different paths and injunctions and prohibitions and what to do and what not to do, and different rituals to fulfill, and so on and so on. No one, in fact, can fulfill everything. Even if he would live for thousands of years. What to speak of our meager lifespan. So they asked him, you have studied all these different aspects of Holy Scriptures. Please tell us what is the essence of everything. What is the essence? And by which essence one can become completely satisfied. Suprasidati. Prasidati means satisfied, happy. But what is the process, what is the essence of everything by which one can become suprasidati? Su is prefix that means something is extremely important or exaggerated. So not just prasidati, not just just happy, but suprasidati, completely happy, blissful. And then in the next chapter, Sutta Goswami explains, and he says, Sevaipum samparo dharmo yato bhaktiradokshari ahaitkuya pratihata yayatma suprasidati. And he again uses this same word, suprasidati. And how to achieve this state of suprasidati? We all long for this state. No one wants to be miserable. Is there anyone here who would volunteer to be miserable? No one. Is there anyone who would volunteer to be blissful all the time? Without any interruption? To be always happy? We all want to be always happy. This is our nature. Ananda mayo bhyasat. And so this verse explains how to achieve this state we all hanker to achieve. And he says it's only possible by ahetuki bhakti, ahetuki apratihata bhakti. And bhakti, now we have this bhakti here. This bhakti is unalloyed love. So only love can bring us real happiness. Nothing else than just love. But this love should be unconditional. Immediately, if we put some condition, I will love you if this and this and that. This is then a business deal. This is not love, in fact. This is business. Okay? This is now popular in the world. Husband and wife to sign a contract before marriage. Business contract. It's crazy, of course. By this, no one can be happy. No one. Because business cannot make us happy. Money cannot make us happy. Nothing can make us happy except love. To love and to be loved. We all hanker just for this. We want to have money, to be attractive, to be safe. But in fact, for happiness, we seek love, not money. For example, many rich men, with a lot of money, great amount of money. They're miserable, in fact, many times, because they don't know if anyone around them loves them. Even their family members, even their own children. Do they love me because of my money? Or they love me because of me? If I lose my money, do they still know me? They want to still know me? It's a question. They're not certain about anyone. Especially if they are living material life, then the standard is enjoyment. So you're interesting to others as long as you can give them enjoyment. Yes, and as soon you cannot give them enjoyment anymore, that means you're not interesting anymore. You're worthy to be rejected. So, if you lose money and the material life is all about, then you're rejected by everyone. This should be known to everyone. Yes, so he says that only unconditional love can bring us this state of suprasiddhati, complete, absolute happiness. And therefore, because this love can bring us happiness, only this love, it should be apratihata, uninterrupted. If we interrupt this love for some period of time, even if it's for 5-10 minutes, that means that in these 5-10 minutes we are not happy. We are not completely happy. We are not suprasiddhati. But this is the state we want to achieve, to be suprasiddhati. So, therefore, we should try to achieve this state of apratihata ahetuki bhakti. But it's not just for anyone, because in this world everyone is imperfect. We want to be perfect. Ourselves we want to be perfect. And we want to have perfect relationship. Isn't it? But no one is perfect in this world. So how can we have perfect relationship? By us being imperfect and others who are imperfect also. So it's impossible. It's impossible. So this ahetuki bhakti should be directed to adokshaja. Here said, Sevaipumsam parodharmo. This is paradharma, the utmost instruction, utmost culture, utmost path to perfection. Sevaipumsam parodharmo yato bhaktir adokshaja. So this bhakti should be to adokshaja, to the personality. Adokshaja means aksha are eyes, and adokshaja is the Lord who is beyond our sense perception, beyond our eyes. Yes. So our love should be unconditional and uninterrupted to this Lord, in order to become suprasiddhati. And Bhagavad Gita goes in line with Srimad Bhagavatam in all regards, and therefore teaches us very step by step how to develop this ahetuki bhakti. And there are many names for this ahetuki bhakti, like here in this verse is ananya bhakti. Nothing else should come on our way to this bhakti. And first, Bhagavad Gita explains that we are not this body. First, we should understand that we are also a spiritual entity, like this adokshaja. We are also adokshaja. Because the spirit, and we are all spirit, so cannot be perceived by material senses. And how do we know that we are really spirit, that we are not material body? Do you have any suggestion? Is this just a belief or faith, blind faith, or we can prove it somehow or other?
By the symptoms,
What kind of symptoms?
consciousness, like the difference between a dead body and a living body. The body is still there, but the consciousness is not there.
Okay.
Just like the sun is there, then the sunlight is the
Okay. This is good.
symptom.
This can be one of the proofs. Yes. But someone may argue that this is just not functional body anymore. So but yes, of course, this is a valid argument. Any other idea?
If we think about ourselves and compare it with some parts of our body, we can understand we are not this.
So we can understand with not our hands, or not our legs, or we are not our belly. That these are just ours, but not we ourselves. Yes, also. But we can also do a little experiment. We take in one hand a picture when we were born, and in the other hand a mirror. And we can see completely different person. Completely different person. And even scientists say that every 7 years we change all our cells. So many times we have completely changed our body. Not just once, but many times. But not just gross body had changed, but also our consciousness changed, our perception changed, our desires changed, our idea about life changed. Everything changed on a subtle level and on a gross level, but still we are the same person. So where this baby has gone. We can see it on the picture, but he's gone. He's dead. Because his body went to dust, as Bible explains. From dust you are, and to dust you return. So this baby went to dust. So he's dead. But we are still alive. So we're not with the body. We are living spirit. We are living spirit. So and this living spirit is also beyond sense perception. It's a dokshaja. It's a dokshaja. Yes. And because we are this spirit, we have spiritual needs. Yes. Body has its needs. But these bodily needs, the satisfaction of these bodily needs won't satisfy the soul. It can satisfy the body for some time. For example, if we are hungry and we eat, we are satisfied for some time, and then we become hungry again. We need another fuel for functioning. But the soul has also its own needs. But material food doesn't satisfy the soul, the needs of the soul. And also money doesn't satisfy the needs of the soul. Nothing material can satisfy the needs of the soul. Only unconditional love, to the Supreme can satisfy the needs of the soul. So we should know what is this unalloyed love. That we should, otherwise we would miss it if we don't know. Therefore, Rupa Goswami gives definition of a hetuki bhakti, of unalloyed devotional service. And he says, Anya bilashita shunyam, jnana karmadya navritam, anukulena krishna anushilanam, bhaktir uttama. He says uttama bhakti. As I said, there are many names of this unalloyed devotional service. And he uses the name uttama. Uttama means the highest. And the other meaning also, tamas is what? Darkness. And uttama is beyond darkness. That means on the transcendental platform, because this material world is full of darkness, and bhakti, pure devotional service, is uttama, beyond darkness. Yes, and in order to achieve this uttama bhakti, this highest devotional service, which only can bring us suprasiddhati, to become suprasiddhati, we should aspire only for Krishna. Anya bilashita shunyam. Abhilasha means desire. Abhilashita means tendency to desire. And anya means again other. Anya bilashita shunyam. Shunyam, what does it mean? Shunyam? Zero. Yes. So we should not have even the tendency to desire anything else. Just bhakti. Just this love for the Supreme. Yes. Anya bilashita shunyam. Jnana karmadya navritam. Jnana is understanding, spiritual understanding. And so this, of course, shouldn't be shunyam, shouldn't be zero, our understanding, but it shouldn't cover our devotional service. Anavritam. And karma means action, and of course, it shouldn't be shunyam either. We should do something, but also this action shouldn't cover our devotional service. So our jnana, our understanding, and our karma, our acting, should also support our devotional service to Krishna. And anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. Anukulyena, kulya means the river bank, and anukulyena means on the same bank of the river. In Slovenian we have expression when two persons opposed to each other. We say that they stand on different banks. So we shouldn't stand on different banks from to Krishna, but on the same bank. Anukulyena. Krishna anushilanam. And we should do, so we should be favorable to Krishna, and do everything for his pleasure. And this is pure devotional service. So one may ask, how it's possible to be anya bilashita shunyam, completely free from all different desires? Because who can stop our desires? Who can count how many desires we have? It's impossible, one may think. So this hetuki bhakti is just for some philosophers to speak about theoretically, but no one can achieve. But it's not true. Otherwise it would be unpractical. It's quite simple, in fact. Prabhupada said, it's so simple that you can miss it. Please don't miss it. First of all, we can employ our desires in serving Krishna. For example, if we have a desire to marry and have a house and family, we can use this desire to serve Krishna. But then we should know that the only purpose of life is to develop, to become suprasiddhati. Everyone wants to become suprasiddhati, but no one in material world know how to become suprasiddhati. So if we have a family, we should help, we should serve. Of course, it is explained that this love is expressed by service. There is no love without service. If you love someone, of course you serve those who you love. There was one love letter. The guy wrote a love letter to his loved one, to his lady, and he wrote, "For you, I would cross 7 seas and go through over I don't know, range of mountains, and through thick and thin, and through jungles and deserts and so on." And in this way he continued. And then at the end he ended, "See you on Saturday if there is no rain." So his love was just lip service, just talking without real meaning. So in fact, nothing can bring us deeper satisfaction than if we make someone happy who we really love. This is the key. If you want to be happy, make happy those who you really love. But, as explained by Krishna in 5th chapter of Bhagavad-gita, "Ye hi sansparshasya bhoga dukkha yona evati adyantavantah kontanati shuramati buddha." That those who are intelligent, they don't try to enjoy in this material world. Why not?
Because they will stay here.
Yes, we'll stay here. It will not work. Why not?
The enjoyment will end.
The enjoyment will end. Exactly. Adyantavantah konteya. All enjoyment here, it has its adi, its beginning, and its anta, end. So, dukkha yonaya, it will give birth to misery. Whatever brings us happiness in this world, it will definitely bring us misery. More you enjoy in something, more misery you will receive, because you become attached. This bring me some happiness, so I want to enjoy it. So I for example, buy a new phone. I want to enjoy it, but and it's really good, and I like it very much. And then I break it, and I suffer greatly. So more happiness that we receive from something, and that we are attached to this, more we suffer. So one should direct his aspiration for happiness only to eternal things, to the things that never perish. And this is, of course, relationship with a dokshaja, with a dokshaja. And it is explained that in different ages there are different processes to attain this ahetuki bhakti. And for example, in Satya Yuga, this golden age, the process of connecting with a dokshaja to become suprasidati was meditation. But this meditation took many thousands of years to become perfect. So it's and the atmosphere was completely peaceful. Can you find a peaceful place now? What to speak of living thousands of years? But even we cannot find a peaceful place. For example, 500 years ago, the Goswamis from Vrindavan, they meditated underground, not to be influenced by chatting of the Brajbasis. So, because the chatting of Brajbasis were disturbing the atmosphere, so they weren't able to concentrate. So they didn't just went to the forest; they went to the caves. But now there are satellites and traffic, and you're wearing devices who are giving out some waves. So it's impossible to find a peaceful atmosphere. It's impossible to devote to mystical meditation. And then in Treta Yuga, this meditation was not possible anymore. But then they performed great sacrifices with golden utensils, very opulently. For many years, just one sacrifice for many years. And everything should be pronounced, all mantras should be pronounced perfectly. What to speak of making a mistake? Even just the accent of one word can bring completely different result of than wanted. So it's also impossible to do such sacrifices in this age. And then in Dvapara Yuga, there were grand deity worship, temple worship. Of course, with so many different rules and prohibitions and so on. Also impossible now to follow this. So those who are intelligent in Kali Yuga, Kalar Dosha Nitirajan, Asti Hyeko Mahanguna, Kirtanat Eva Krishnasya, Mukta Sangha Paramvrajit. It is said that Kalar Dosha Nide, this age of Kali, we are living in the age of Kali. And the age of Kali means the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. And I believe that it's no need to prove this. That we all experience that we live in the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. And in this age is Kalara Dosha. Dosha means fault. Kalara Dosha Nide. Nide means ocean. So this age of Kali is ocean of faults. Wherever you look, just faults. The air is poisoned, the food is poisoned, and the water is poisoned. And the relationships among people are poisoned. We destroyed nature, we destroyed mind of everyone. So ocean of faults. But there is one mahaguna, one great quality of this Kali Yuga. Kirtanat eva Krishnasya. By chanting Krishna's names, Kirtanat eva Krishnasya, Mukta Sangha Param Vrajit, we can get rid of our material attachments. Because before we posed this question, how can we be without other material desires? Krishna himself cleanses our material desires from our heart. It's impossible for us to cleanse them. Impossible. We are not able. But if we turn to Krishna with sincere heart, he himself will clean our heart. He also explains this in 7th chapter of Bhagavad-gita. Devi hiesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mam eva ye prapadanti mayam etan taranditi. This energy of mine, this material energy, is impossible to overcome. It's duratyaya. But those who surrender to me, mam eva ye prapadanti. Eva is the word which gives strong emphasis on something. Certainly, without any doubt. Mam eva ye prapadanti. Those who surrender to me, mayam etan tarantiti, can easily go beyond it. So, kirtanat eva Krishnasya. We can surrender to Krishna by chanting his holy names. That's why we chant holy names constantly, if possible. Also, Jesus said, always pray and never get tired of it. Yes. So, it is explained in Shastra, Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatiraneta. That in this age of Kali, there is no other way than chanting the holy names of the Lord, chanting of the holy names of the Lord, and chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Harir Nama means Lord's name. Harir Nama, Harir Nama. Eva Kevalam. It's again Eva used. This word of emphasis. Certainly the holy name. And Kevalam means only. So another strong word. There's no other way. And Nastyeva, Asti means there is, and Nasti means there is not. Nasti Eva, and again Eva. Certainly there is not. Nastyeva, certainly there is not. Nastyeva, certainly there is not. Gatir Anyata, other way. And if one thing is mentioned once in the scripture, it's very important, isn't it? To come into the scripture, it must be very important. Vyasadeva didn't have a quota how much he had to write, that he would repeat things unnecessarily. So, or put inside something unnecessary. No, so it's, if it once mentioned, it's very important. If it mentioned twice, is very, very, very important. So we should, there are 2 verses, I think, in Bhagavad-gita that are repeated twice. So they are very important. Parts of the verses are the same. So one of them is Manamana Bhava Mad Bhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. This part is the same in 2 verses. So we should always think of Krishna, we should surrender to Krishna, we should render service to him, worship him. This is extremely important. So if it mentioned twice, it is extremely important. And if it mentions 3 times, there's no way around it. No way around it. You must do it. And here in one verse we have 2 times, 3 times. Harir Nama, Harir Nama, Harir Namaiva Kevalam. Kalau Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatiranata. So, Lord's name, certainly and only Lord's name. And in certainly there is no other way. Certainly there is no other way. Certainly there is no other way. So we should know that there is no other way. And this is, one may say that this is some sectarian idea from India, or some part of India maybe. But no, this is universal practice for all humanity. For example, Jesus said, "Hallowed be thy name." And in Psalms, it is said that those who call upon the Lord's name, they will be saved. And in Islam, they have 99 names of Allah. And even the Buddhists call the name of Buddha. So we can see that this is the universal path for this age of Kali. So I recommend every one of you to devote yourself to chanting the holy name. Yes, and we should devote our heart to chanting the holy name. What does it mean? Rise early in the morning, switch off your phone, and put it in another room. And then just chant, and just chant. Yes, with deep longing, not just chant like machine, machine gun. Or like I don't know, half asleep, but with great longing, because this is the highest treasure we can achieve. If we know that by some simple process we can earn, I don't know, 20 million of euros in 1 week or something, we would do it very enthusiastically, isn't it? If we would believe that in such a process. If we wouldn't believe, then we wouldn't do anything. So, because Shastra is saying we should believe that there is no way than holy name to connect with Lord, with Ananya Bhakti. And by Bhakti, here says, Bhaktyala Bhastvananyaya, we can easily attain the Lord by Ananya Bhakti. Yes. So by chanting. So chanting should be with deep longing for the relationship with the Lord, for establishing this unconditional, uninterrupted love. So this is by chanting, and to be able to chant in this spirit, we should seek association with those who chant like this. Because by one's association we know who you are. If you hang out with drunkards, you will definitely become a drunkard yourself. And if you hang out with materialists, you'll become materialist or stay materialist. So if you want to deepen your spiritual understanding, to achieve what you hanker for, and we said we all hanker to be suprasiddhati, then we should seek for the association of those who have this deep longing for establishing loving relationship with the Lord. And you are very lucky. Here is the gathering of such people. So you are in the right place at the right time. So please come here regularly, and regularly also chant the holy name. Hare Krishna. Is there any questions or comments? Yes, please.
I have several questions. First, you told that the deity worship is from the other age, but still we are worshipping deities. And my second question is, you talked about a business, that usually in material world we are making a business, but from my view it's also a little bit a business with Krishna, because we have to give him unconditional love, that we can get this highest love. And my third question is, so I have Hindu friends, and they say, yes, this is very nice, chanting and bhakti, but they don't see that this is the most important part. They think also there are lots of other things. I don't want to stuck with Krishna. I go to Ganesh temple, and when I Google, I find also scriptures. They say that, or not scriptures, but there are some views that they think, for example, Ganesha is supreme God. How would you say to them that they can?
Let's go step by step. Your first question was about deity worship, wasn't it? So, deity worship is, of course, also now, and also meditation, because chanting of the holy name is also meditation. But it's not the main focus. Deity worship is to understand that the Lord has a form. This is really important to understand that the Lord is a person. And by worshipping deities, we develop personal relationship with the Lord. But still, it should be accompanied with chanting the holy names. It is explained by Jiva Goswami in Bhakti-yoga that whatever devotional practice we perform in the age of Kali, it should be accompanied by chanting the holy names. Yes, so we don't neglect deity worship, but it's not nearly as opulent as in Dvapara Yuga. We cannot devote to these standards at all. So we have basic standards. We can see there's not everything golden on this altar.
I want to add.
Yes.
I heard that there are certain paraphernalia which are not available anymore. Also, which are prescribed for correct worshipping, but they are not. They are so rare that you can hardly find them, and some of them are completely gone. Like.
Yes, also this. So it's impossible to do everything perfectly now in regard to deity worship. So we should try hard to fulfill everything perfectly, what is in our capacity. But our main focus should be chanting the holy names. Yes. And if we don't have facilities to worship the deities, is no harm. We can still, the holy name is our deity. But we should know that the holy name is not different from the Lord, is also a form of the Lord. And the Lord is personal. Okay? This is first question. The next question was?
Is this not also a business if we are...
Oh yes, business. Ahetuki Bhakti means unconditional love. Krishna loves unconditionally every living entity. So, if we have any expectation from our love, This is not love, it's business, we said. So then we think maybe Krishna don't want to fulfill our desires if we don't have unconditional love. But it's not true. We put the obstacles to ourselves. Because we cannot be suprasidati, we cannot be completely happy without pure motive, without unconditional love. You can imagine, I don't know, I think I told this story the last time I was here. It's from the Slovenian literature, and I like this story very much, and it's stuck to my memory, so I repeat it many times. There was a small boy who heard the talk between his father and mother. Mother explained to his father that she would like to ornament the altar of Mary the next day in the church, but she would like to do it with special white flowers that they didn't grow anywhere else in that time, except in one deep dark valley. It was called Hell, this deep dark valley. And so this boy was extremely afraid of this valley. Sometimes father ordered him to go and herd sheep and goats in this valley, because the brooklet was going through the valley, and the grass was greener. But he was so afraid that he many times escaped from this valley, and then he was punished. And next day, when he heard this conversation between his father and mother, before sunrise, he went to this deep dark valley called Hell, and he was running down to this valley to find these special flowers for his mother. And he was expecting that now he'll be grabbed by some devil and dragged somewhere into hell. And so he was grabbing these flowers, and with bunch of these flowers he burst out of the hell and ran home as fast as he could. And when he was approaching home, his mother stepped on the threshold, and the first sun rays starting to shine, and they just went to his mother. They lit his mother, this first sunshine, and he came to her with bunch of flowers, and this was the most dear memory for his whole life, because he wanted just to make his mother happy without any expectation. This was his, and he remembered this for the end of his life as most dear memory. Yes, because if we serve someone we really love, that brings the most deep satisfaction to our heart. And this is material example, what to speak if we develop such love for the Lord. Yes. But if he would expect something, some remuneration or some praise or anything else, he would be disappointed, because he could never receive as much he wanted. So only unconditional love can bring us happiness. So if we don't develop this love, then we put obstacles to ourselves. This is not from God. He would ban us now. You have still some traces of desire. No way. You can approach me. Although this is the idea in the, expressed in similar way in the Bible, it says that the Lord is a jealous God. So if you cultivate love for anything else than the Lord, the Lord will not. Jai Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki Jai, Jai Shri Gauranitai ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Prabhanande, Hari Hari Bol. So the Lord will not make a relationship with you if you love someone else.
Can we love devotees?
Well, what is the question?
Can we love devotees?
Yes, these are the Lord's heart. Yes. We can love devotees, but not in the way to exploit them, but to serve them. We express our love. In fact, we should love every living entity. But of course, in relationship with the Lord, not without this relationship. Okay. There was one question about Ganeshan, so I just quickly answer this question. It is also explained that every name of this word, every word of this word is explained by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, is in fact Krishna's name. So if we speak about something, or Shastra speaks something about something as supreme, it speaks about Krishna, about his different names. Because Shastra never contradicts itself. And Krishna's, everyone except Bhagavad Gita. Every different path except Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? And in 7th chapter, Krishna says, Matah parataram nanat kinchitasta dhanjaya mayi sarvamitam prutam sutri maniganaiva. That nothing is superior to me. Nothing is superior to me. So, he's supreme. And there are 33 million of demigods. So, who can satisfy all of demigods? So if you satisfy just few demigods and not everyone, others will be jealous. So you'll be punished. So better to satisfy just Krishna. Yes. Yata taror mula nishichanina tripyanti tatskanda bhujoparshaha pranopakharacharithindrinam tateva sarvarhana marchitija. So by giving water to the root of the tree, you nourish all the tree. And giving food to the stomach, you nourish all the body. So if we worship Krishna, we satisfy everyone in this universe. Every living entity, every demigod, everyone, including ourselves.
You said that we can love devotees, like they are the heart of the Lord. But again, in the beginning of the second canto, we see also at the end of first canto, we see although Parishit Maharaj had a devotee family, but still it is recommended, like even if it is a devotee family, then Vanprastha is recommended still. But why is it? So like if devotee family is there, then it can be continued ahead also.
Yes, this is giving the example for those who don't have families, because king should set example for others. That's why Lord Ram was so strict to himself and to his family. So much so that he banned Sita, who was perfectly chaste. And so king should set example. And he knew that everything, every material, slight remain of material affection would affect his consciousness. That's why Queen Kunti, who is Lord Krishna's aunt and mother of pure devotees of the Lord, she prays Ata Vishvesha Vishvatman Vishvamurti Svakeshu me Sneha Pashamindam Chindi Dridam Pandishu Vrishnishu. Please cut this very strong affection for Vrishnis and Pandavas. Please cut this affection. Yes, there are pure devotees. There are Lord's associates, not just pure devotees. They are Lord's personal associates. Tvayi menanya vishaya matir madhupati sakrit. So just to you, let my consciousness flow. We should have this determination. Either we live with our family or not. This should be our focus, to devote our heart exclusively to the Lord. And that means also to love our family members, because they are also Lord's amshas. Mamaivam Shujiva Loki Jiva Bhutak Sanatana. Every living entity is Lord part and parcel. So we should serve every living entity, but not according to their material conditioned whims, but in such a way that we can make them closer to become suprasiddhiti, what they really want. Hare Krishna.
I have also a question about deity worship and Prithu Maharaj. So it is said from the 9 processes of bhakti worship. This is one process, and it is said that Prithu Maharaj is the top example for worshiping. But I've never heard a story about why. So I know Prithu Maharaj that he's a great king, yeah. But why, or where's the example that he is worshipping or deity worship, or what kind of
I
worship?
searched also, I could not find.
He was performing sacrifices.
Sacrifices.
Yes. And he wanted, he performed also 100 sacrifices, but he couldn't complete the last one because Indra was afraid that Prithu would occupy his post. So he stole his sacrificial horse many times. So much so that they wanted to kill Indra because he performed adharma. But then Lord appeared and he was more satisfied by Prithu not performing the 100th sacrifice than that he would disturb the whole universal peace and order.
Prabhuji, as you mentioned that there should not be any slightest desire, anyabhilashita shunya. So sometimes I also think, I've heard this one pastime of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, that there was some wind blowing on his face from a room.
What?
There was some wind blowing on his face
Yes.
in a room, and he said that this is too much of sense gratification.
Uh-huh.
It was just wind, and we know that wind is good, like it is sattvic, and fresh air is like, we also go for morning walks, like Prabhupada also went for morning walks, and fresh air is good, it's sattvic, but then sometimes we also hear like this is too much sense gratification.
Yes, everyone has his own capacity of what is beneficial and what is sense gratification. For Prabhupada, it was very important to go for morning walk every day, and he said that these morning walks saved him 10 years of his life. So in these 10 years, he saved us. So they were devotional service, in fact, these morning walks, and also his massages and so on. One could say this massage was sense gratification, but no, by this doing massages, he was able to perform this Herculean task of spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world. And so it was conducive for his service. So we do everything what is conducive for our service. And we abstain from everything what is not. These are 6 types of surrender. It is anukulyasya sankalpaha, pratikulyasya varjanam, rakshishati vishvetso, goptrutve varnam tata, atmanikshepa karpani, shatvida sharanagati. Sharanagati means surrender. And anukulyasya sankalpaha, what is, we have the same word, anukulyasya. What is beneficial for devotional service we accept, and what is not we reject. As simple as that. We should be sincere enough and not to cheat ourselves, and so we should, of course, also take help from senior devotees who have more insight what is really beneficial and what's not. And so anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam. We reject everything what is not beneficial. Yes. So we'll not go deeper in these 6 items of surrender because we don't have time. Now it's prasadam. It's a form of. Is it prasadam now? After Gaura Arati, it's prasadam. So first is Gaura Arati. Chanting together for Lord's pleasure. It's extremely important. Extremely important practice. Besides our own mantra meditation in the morning, so we should, yes, I should stress this again. So we should rise early in the morning during the Brahma Muhurta, before sunrise. It's not so difficult in the winter, but even in the summer, we should rise before sunrise and devote ourselves completely to chanting before our day starts. Because if we don't chant before our day starts, then the mind will start to think, this is my duty, that is my duty, I don't have time to chant, and so on. So we should rise early enough to chant before our day starts. Yes. So this is extremely important. So please chant. Chant now and chant by yourself. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hri Bol. Please accept my pardon.